Hey everybody, David here, and today I wanted to talk about how the Avengers get paid in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you have seen the latest episode, the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they kind of bring this question up during a scene where Sam Wilson who's the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, with his sister at the bank to get a loan. And the question comes up, hey, doesn't Stark pay you guys or something like that? The bank guy there, who they're asking for a loan, he asks the question. And it got some people online asking that, so I thought to myself for a fun little video, yeah, how do the Avengers get paid? And I have 4 ideas on how this could be a possibility. Like, maybe they get a little bit of income, who knows? I think if you're saving the freaking world, I think you should be getting paid more than minimum wage, at least. But okay, let's start with Tony Stark, because that's the one that sparked the internet, that got people wondering, did Tony Stark pay them, or he should have paid them? Yeah, you know what? Tony Stark should have been a possibility. He is the one. He didn't found the Avengers, but he did take them in after S.H.I.E.L.D. was dismantled, right? And he did build Avengers Tower. He changed Stark Tower to Avengers Tower. So he kind of was already like paying the bills for that place. And from my understanding, if we all remember throughout the films, some of the films, they even say that Stark was even upgrading some of their weapons and stuff. So it sounded like Tony was probably giving them free stuff already as it was. But maybe he should have been paying them too. We never got an answer if he actually did or not. But I actually don't think Tony should have been the one paying anyways, because Tony wasn't the one that founded the Avengers, as I said. It was S.H.I.E.L.D., which means it should have actually been... I was going to say Nick Fury, but I'm actually gonna say it should have been Robert Redford's character from Captain America the Winter Soldier, since he was the one that was really in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. But he was probably an asshole because he was Hydra, obviously, as we learned later on. He should have been signing the checks. I mean, or would it be the World Federation that we see in the first Avengers movie, and then we meet later again in Captain America the Winter Soldier? Maybe it should have been them, right? The United Nations, or whatever they were called. I guess, right? They were the ones that seemed to have formed S.H.I.E.L.D. as a branch of the government. And maybe that division should have been, if you're going to put these Avengers together, Nick Fury, maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. should be paying the Avengers for their services. I mean, I'm sure everybody else got paid working for S.H.I.E.L.D., including Galactica guy, right? I mean, it just makes... People have to make a living, and if the S.H.I.E.L.D. people are going to make a living, I'm sure the Avengers... No, those ones are the only ones that work for free. Because remember, Stark didn't even want to join the Avengers at first, so it would make more sense if Nick Fury was, or what's Robert Redford's name in Captain America Winter Soldier? You know who I'm talking about. It's going to come to me later, and I'm going to be so pissed off at myself for not remembering. But yeah, okay. But let's say it isn't S.H.I.E.L.D. Should the government be paying? Or should the people be paying? Put the Avengers under our taxes, and maybe through our taxes we pay for the Avengers. Our taxes are already high enough. I wouldn't want to add something else. I'm happy that the Avengers think goodwill is enough, but Avengers, man, you gotta get paid somehow. Okay, so if it's not S.H.I.E.L.D., if it's not Stark, if it's not the government, then it would have to be a convention, right? I mean, celebrities go to conventions all the time. They take our money all the time. We take pictures with them. We get their autographs. We have to pay. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the MCU world that would love to get the Avengers autographs and take pictures with them. That reminds me, I think the guy who was taking pictures of Sam with him and asking, hey, I always wanted to be an Avenger, I think Sam should have been asking that guy for some money for taking some pictures of him. That's what I would have done if I was an Avenger. I'm like, hold on, you're not giving me a loan? Okay, then you gotta offer me some, you gotta give me some money for those pictures that you just took. So, I mean, that is a way that the Avengers could get paid. Maybe they secretly go to conventions to do all that stuff. I mean, they have to, right? We saw the Hulk taking pictures with 2 kids in or 3 kids in Avengers Endgame. So wouldn't it make sense if some of the Avengers were like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna make some money. But Hulk did not ask money, did he? That's interesting. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. If it's not going to conventions and making money, which clearly we haven't seen the Avengers do that yet, although I'm sure Ant-Man would be the first one there. The government would have had to pay them, especially since the Sokovia Accords came into play, right? If you're going to make the Avengers sign these Sokovia Accords and make you work for them, then I think you should be paying the Avengers. So maybe it's Ross. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross should be paying the Avengers. He's the one who made them sign the Sokovia Accords and apparently tells them where to go and where to fight and to fight for who. So General Thaddeus Ross, we're going to learn in Black Widow that he is the one that's been paying the Avengers the entire time. But then what about the ones that are not with the Sokovia Accords, right? Spider-Man did not sign up for the Sokovia Accords. But I guess he lives with Aunt May, right? So Aunt May does most of the work. But one day Peter Parker is going to have to be a photographer and work for himself because there's only so much Aunt May can do. It's tough being a superhero, I'm telling you now. And then what do Wanda and Vision do for money? Do they even work, or does Wanda just create things? I mean, she created a whole town and turned them all into a sitcom. So does she even need money, or does she create the food herself with magic? I mean, so does Vision even need to eat? We saw him eating in one episode or two. But, I mean, he's a robot. He doesn't really have to eat. I don't know. Maybe Pepper. Pepper, she runs Stark Enterprises. Does she also gain control of Avengers headquarters? Does the Hulk own Avengers headquarters now? Should he be signing the checks? A lot of questions up in the air about how the Avengers get paid. I'm telling you, guys. With that being said, guys, I want you to comment below and tell me your thoughts. How do you think the Avengers get paid? Do you think, the government pays them? Do you think Stark pays them? Who maybe now it's Pepper because Stark is dead? Do you think S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.W.O.R.D. now? I guess it's S.W.O.R.D., right? Nick Fury is part of S.W.O.R.D. Maybe that's why he hasn't hired the Avengers back yet, because it's like, yeah, I haven't paid them the last time I formed them as a group. I ain't paying them this time, so it's better I keep them out of this until I'm ready. I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios out there that I think, or do you think they should just go to a convention like I mentioned earlier? I swear, one day we're going to see Ant-Man. Scott Lang is going to have to go to a convention to sign autographs and stuff, and that's how he's going to be making money for a living. Did he even get a job after the first Ant-Man movie? Remember in the first Ant-Man movie, he was working at Baskin Robbins, and then he got fired because they found out about his past. And then we never really saw him get a new job. I guess Michael Douglas started paying him, right? Hank Pym? I guess Hank Pym started taking care of his bills. I don't know. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Have fun with this conversation. And until next time, take care.